Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cultured Boys, a show where two guys just want to chat. As always, I'm joined by Pepe, and this week we're going to be talking about mobile games. How are you, Pepe?
I'm good, mate. All well and dandy. You know how it be. You know how it do.
I see many episodes down the line you've gone back to your original ways. I like it.
I know, yeah. It's like a real throwback, isn't it? It's like, hey, remember when Pepe used to cringe at intros, and he actually used to cringe while doing them? Now he's just doing the cringy intros without the cringe. Like he's doing them, but he ain't cringing about it afterwards. He's just rolling with it.
They're on purpose.
Yes, evil. Yes. So mobile games.
Yes.
That's the topic of today.
Yes, it's probably one of the more overlooked sides of gaming, but everybody does it. Literally everybody.
I remember like when was it maybe roll back 10 years ago, if you said, hey, I play games on my mobile, people look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, who are you? Are you like a Facebook mum or something? Like, you playing that Bejeweled shit? You playing that Candy Crush?
Were you playing Farmville or something? Like, what?
And now, yeah, Farmville, like, what are you doing? And then it's like, now it's like, hey, I've got about 20 different mobile games. I like, flick between them, like, don't judge me.
I mean, I play a lot on and off. I'm constantly swapping out games and stuff. What about you, Pepe? Are you quite a heavy mobile gamer?
I say it's picked up a lot, especially during lockdown, I'd say, because not many games were actually coming out at the time during lockdown. So I found myself picking up a few hit random ones here and there. Like you, I do switch between the occasional few. I think there's some where I've stayed consistently.
Okay.
But we'll talk about which ones we've got going on. But yeah, go on, Nathan. What is like a more consistent one you play then? Let's go for that.
For me, at the moment, the game I've been playing the most consistently is a merge game. I've been playing a merge game. So, you know those adverts where it's like, oh, put this thing and that thing together and it becomes another thing.
Okay.
So it was advertised to me whilst I think I was playing a different game. And yeah, the last month or so, or however long it's been, that's how long I've been playing it daily that I forget. I've been playing Merge Mayor or Mayor, and it's just, yeah, it's your typical kind of merge game. There's a grid, there's a bunch of different items. You have to merge to get a different sets of items to complete the missions, and the overall game is you're building up this dilapidated town.
Interesting. Okay, I was not expecting this to like go this sort of way. Like, so, like, what kind of like I just imagine gacha games or something. I didn't realize that. Like, this is a type of game that I don't really play that like at all when I play mobile games.
I see.
So this is a completely different concept to me. Like so. Do you have like a character in this, like, or is it like you just merging?
It is, so there's characters that'll talk to you and whatever, but you don't have a physical representation on the screen. They talk directly to you as if you were in the game. And every day I just go on, see what my new missions are. Sometimes I get daily missions as well that'll give me special like boxes that'll give me specific types of items, and it really helps to complete some of these missions. It is just barely a game, really.
Okay.
Like, back in the day, like when I was studying game design, we would have called this closer to shovelware. Like, it's just barely a game, really. But it's simple. You can jump in and out, and I'd play it once or twice a day, for like 10 minutes or something, and then that's it.
Okay. Is it like from an existing IP, or is it just like a brand new thing? Or
no, like a lot of these merge games are just like brand new stuff. You'll probably see the adverts a lot because there's loads and loads of merge games, and sometimes their adverts try to throw out some sort of lore that might not actually exist in the game.
Okay.
But it's got a weird story from advert to advert, and it's just to keep you interested. A lot of the times the merge games try to make it seem like there's more going on than there actually is.
Okay. That's this concept's like, I don't know. I think like it's one of those ones I probably have to see like gameplay of it to actually know like the full extent of what it is. Is it easy to pick up?
Oh yeah, they're super easy to pick up because it's
Yeah.
literally just like it will start off super simple. Like in Merge Mirror, it's like, okay, cool, you just build up this one area for now, right? And it's
Yeah.
like you just need to keep tapping on the thing and it will spit out fruit. And then you just need to keep making these different fruit by merging the ones you have. Like it starts off with cherries and then it becomes
Yeah.
strawberries, apples, pears, and you just keep merging and merging and merging and to make new things.
Oh.
It's a very simple concept, and on paper it's really shit. But for some reason, like this one has kept my attention for the
Is it just
longest.
like easy to like? So it's just easy to play. You can sort of like have something on in the background. You just do this sort of thing, and then
Yeah,
you're
I
well
like I
away.
said,
Yeah.
I literally pick it up every now and again, like once or twice a day, play for a couple
Yeah.
of minutes, put it back down. Like it's just
Okay.
when I've got like when you feel like you got nothing else to do and you just want to
Yeah.
do something. That's
I
it.
get you. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing with mobile games as well. I think like if you just like watching something in the background, you can easily just like go on this for like a couple minutes. Like even if it's
Yeah,
just like 5 minutes or whatever, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm done now. I'll just go play something else. Is that different? It's a different vibe to playing like a full video game. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I mean, it's the same way that like when you've got a free moment, instead of
Yeah.
checking social media now, I just click on this app. Like
Just do
it.
that. Yeah.
So that being one of the games I play the most at the moment, what
Hmm.
is something you play? Maybe not necessarily a specific game, maybe a genre you like playing. Like
So I say one of my games I play at the moment is Raid Shadow Legends. No, no, it isn't.
I
We're not
I will
sponsored by
throw it. We're not
Raid.
sponsored, but I will throw out there. I have played it once.
Have you? It's actually any good.
It's just like every other gacha game, except
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
made in the West and it's more like like Western fantasy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's not my vibe. I
It's pretty much like
need.
it's literally like pretty much every other game like that. You just
Yeah.
summon some champions or characters,
Oh, yeah.
you level them up. If you use a bunch of the basic ones as fodder to level up the super ones you really want, the rare ones.
Yeah.
And you go through a story and you build a team, you fight, and then you change the team comp. Like it's like every other fucking gacha game, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Well, this just started out as a joke, and now I actually kind of know what Raid Shadow Legends is. I've always seen the adverts, but like you just tune out from every time when someone says, "Hey, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends," you're like, "Yeah, okay, cool." I'm just skipping.
I
Yeah.
played it way back when it was like first being advertised, and it was because
Yeah.
it was like at that time I was playing lots of mobile games and I wanted a new gacha game. And
Mm.
like I watched the video and someone was like, "Play this game, Raid Shadow Legends." I was like, "That looks cool." I went and downloaded
Yeah.
it. I
Mm.
played it. I think I played it for a month or two, and then I deleted it.
Mm. Okay. Fair. But back to your original question, what sort of game I'm playing right now? I'd say currently I am into sort of the gacha game sort of thing. I never really pay money towards them. But the two that I'm playing most at the moment, or switching between the two, I've mentioned this previously in one of the episodes. It's Jump Ulti Heroes,
Ah,
Ulti
yes, yes,
Vision or
yes.
whatever. It's that jump gacha game with line game sort of thing. I just put on auto, to be fair, when it's all the action sort of stuff going on. I'm not going to go too much into it because I've described it before. But the other gacha game I'm playing at the moment, which has been quite consistent over the past month or two, has been Pokemon Masters.
Ah, yes. I haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before in an episode as well. Like, I think it came out like maybe just over 2 years ago now.
Yeah, something like that.
Um, and like it's a game that I have dipped in and out of before. But it's like yeah, it's one of those ones where missions come along, you can do some stuff here and there, but it is very much a I claim my rewards sort of thing. I do the daily missions and then I might level up some trainers or whatever, like grab some gems, but like it's never that I never have a really long session on it. If unless there's like a full event going on.
Okay.
And it's very rare that I say it's rare, it's like it's not often they do a whole string of events either when it comes down to story mode or like event missions.
Okay.
So when they do come along, it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'll jump on it, but it won't be too much. I think again, like I went through a lot of games during lockdown, like just simple ones. Jump Ulti Heroes I picked up probably about a year ago today,
Wow.
and I consistently played it. It's been out for quite a while as well, you know. It I can't remember exactly. Maybe 3 years. I don't want to put an exact date on it, but like yeah, I played it consistently last year. I got like a few decent characters on it. Like I have a few of the rarer ones. Not as many as some people, obviously, but I feel like they pay for
Oh
that
yeah, I
sort of
mean,
privilege.
but that's like every gacha game, you know, like
Exactly, yeah. Like some people like if it's a game you actually put like a lot of effort into and you want to put the money into, fair play. I mean, if you can treat it like that, you can have that mindset where it's like, well, I'm playing it, I'm putting a lot of my time and effort into this. Why won't I put money into it? Which is fair. You can do that. It's not my vibe personally, but that's fine. But yeah, I've been playing this for a year or so. Picked up last year, and I was like, okay, cool. But I used to play a different jump game again, Japan only. It came out I think mid 2017, and it was called Jump Aura Collection.
yeah,
It
I
was
remember you
called.
playing that.
Yeah,
That
and
looked
that
really
was
cool.
it was decent, you know. I feel like it felt a bit more like interactive. I feel like I didn't like like Pokemon Masters. You have that sort of like you have to tap like it's kind of a bit of strategy. You don't want to put on auto because the computer is just complete dog shite, and it'll just choose moves. You're like, oh, I don't trust you at all with that. It was the same with Aura Collection. I didn't trust the auto. I didn't trust that at all. So again, I put a lot of effort into that. Like I got a few good rare characters on it. I did the PvP a little bit, but I wasn't that good. But the thing is, with Oro Collection, is that they rebooted it.
Ah,
They rebooted the whole game and got rid of all my data. So I was like, okay, I'll put a lot of effort into this, and like the game's just like, hey, we're going for a new thing where it turned from collecting these characters like with like cool 2D panels and stuff, and then like it was like the original manga art in this Oro collection as well. The original Oro collection it's like a really cool looking game, but then they changed it into a 3D style, and I was like, this game sucks now. I didn't understand it half as much as I used to. And I just dropped off because it was just a reboot. I didn't like how the game went, and yeah, dropped that. Picked up this fucking line game instead, and then yeah, that's like the small history of the gacha games that I like played the most of.
see,
I'd say.
like I had a similar sort of experience with a gacha game.
Oh yeah,
I used to play the Fist of the North Star gacha game, and I at the time I played it from day one of release, and I had by the end of it I had almost all the characters out at that time,
yeah. Wow.
but I couldn't get past certain parts of story mode because I had to do like the normal grinding to level up your characters and get everything so that they're like top notch. Because unlike you, I don't care for the interactiveness of the game. I don't care if the auto is dog shit. I'm just like, I can't be bothered. I just want to collect the characters and watch them do stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I I deleted the game
Okay.
thinking, oh, most of my gacha games on my phone are linked to my Google account, on my
Yeah.
Gmail account. So like it
Mhm.
saves to like the Google game thingy, right? So 3 months later, I'm like, I feel like playing that game again, Installed it, went back on, none of my file was there. None of my save was there.
Oh
Like
no,
a solid 2 years of playing that game, gone. All my characters,
bro.
all that time I spent, I was like, right, just never gonna play that again.
Yeah, like what? Like it's that sort of heartbreaking feeling where like, okay, my data's gone now. What the fuck? What's the
Well,
fucking
do you
point?
know what the worst part is? I grinded like crazy in that game to get
Oh
some of the rarer
mate.
characters, Like I
Yeah.
had Rao and I had Shu. I had so many of my favorite characters
Yeah.
gone, just gone.
Bro, man, that's heartbreaking.
But here's
Oh
the weird
man.
thing: on the opposite side, I used to play a King of Fighters gacha game, right?
Oh yeah.
Signed into that. I uninstalled it, reinstalled it. All my shit was still there. In fact, I went back
That's
and I had
weird.
even more free stuff and got
Oh
even
yeah.
better characters. I was like, how does that work?
Oh, that's a good thing about gacha games sometimes when you go away and come back from
Yeah,
them. Because suddenly you have like what is it, like return bonuses and stuff where they're like, hey, come and get back into this. Like we'll give you like a shitload of gems or whatever that you need to like summon these things. And you're like, okay, fine. Like that's cool.
the only thing I'll say about these kind of gacha games is the funniest thing of those two games I mentioned specifically is I played so much and was such an active user that eventually on both games, the random guilds that I joined,
Oh yeah.
the leaders left, and because I was the most active player at the time, they made me the guild leader, and then I dropped off both of those games.
Oh, just when the world needed him most,
Yeah,
he
like
disappeared.
I was the guild leader in Fist of the North Star. That
Yeah.
I was the guild leader after like several months.
Oh shit.
I was, and in King of Fighters, I think I got made guild leader like 2.5 weeks before I uninstalled the game.
That's funny, man. Oh wow. That's hilarious.
Oh mate, if you want to talk gacha games, I play so many or have played
Yeah.
so many because that's like my favorite genre.
Yeah. We were both on Dokkan Battle at one point. I don't know if you still are.
I still have it installed because I played that for, I think I put about 3.5 years into that game, and it's been out
Yeah,
for
yeah.
I want to say it's been out for at least 5 years, maybe going on 6.
I think so, yeah,
So
because they celebrate that anniversary quite regularly.
yeah,
Well, I say regularly every year.
I I had played that quite a lot. I haven't opened the game in quite a while. I went through quite a streak of playing it, like playing quote unquote every day.
Yeah.
I had loads of characters. I was leveling up loads of characters, but I just got to that point where, at least for Dokkan Battle, it was like, oh, you want to get better at the game. You need to do these super hard fights now, where you need specific team comps, and you have to use
Yeah.
characters you've never trained before, just so you can get them to ultra rare and have the cool looking like card. And I was like, I don't care for this.
Yeah. I get you. You kind of hit a wall. I found that I hit a wall with Dokkan Battle, where like I found that like when I trained my team up to a certain point, I don't know. I leveled them up. I got them to ultra rare and stuff, and like I got them all leveled up and stuff. And then it's like I want to get better characters, but I'm not. It means that even if I do get a good character, I have to level them up to the point where my characters are, and that's time and resource. And it's just like,
There was also all that other stuff like hidden potential in that game, but to
oh
unlock
yeah,
100% of the panel, you needed 4 more of the same character. And like
yeah,
some of the characters you can't reverse. So like it had a reversal system. So if you leveled them up and went from
mm,
SSR to, let's say, UR, right, or whatever, you could go back to the previous level for one of these tokens,
okay, yeah,
and then you could basically then get the previous version, unlock the panel, and then upgrade them again.
yeah,
But not every character had that, and for some of them they were just locked, and you're like, but that took me 6 months to get him to that point. Now I need to do that
mm,
4 more times. Like, nah, I ain't about that.
nah, nah, I can't bother with that. And then there's like, I don't know. It just feels like sometimes it just doesn't feel worth it at the end of the day. Like some of the pulls are bullshit as well. I guess it's with gacha games, isn't it? And
Yeah.
any pull is going to be bullshit.
Well,
Like
that's the thing.
90% of the
Like,
time.
I get to that point where I'm like, and it varies from game to game because, like, I played the Naruto gacha game, the original one. One point I played that quite a lot, but then my team was kind of crap, and I wasn't. They weren't giving away a lot of helpful free stuff.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
you were someone like us who doesn't put money in, you were just grinding until they helped you out or you got really lucky. So I
yeah.
stopped playing that. It's like the One Piece original one. I played
Oh,
that
was it
for a
Treasure
while.
Cruise? Was it? Was
Yeah,
it Treasure
Treasure
Cruise?
Cruise.
I've always wanted to get into that, but like the battle system always weirds me out a little bit. I
It
just can't
that
bother.
too, yeah, the timing's weird on the getting the perfect. And that is definitely one where if you leave it to auto, it is super trash. I never had a good character on that, so I was like, well then I'm just not gonna play.
Yeah, so
Right?
that does influence it a lot. Like if you have any good characters,
Like
and it's like,
I played the Black Clover one.
oh yeah,
Um what is it? That was also the same thing. Like there was loads of cool characters, but you weren't able to earn enough of the summoning tickets and stuff for free.
yeah.
So I just eventually was getting destroyed because like all the good characters were out, and I was like, I'm not playing that then. I played Bleach Brave Souls. That's another gacha game. I
Yeah.
was playing that quite consistently for a while, but the grind got to me and I
Yeah.
just stopped. Because like
Okay, yeah.
they would release a new character and then the meta would change that week. But
God,
then
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? The whole meta thing is
but here's the
like
thing,
tier lists and
Pepe.
stuff is a thing.
Every
Yeah.
time they released a character, the meta changed.
Fuck. So like, it's just what's the point of having the old characters? You
Yeah,
might as well
so
just
then like my team was probably good back at almost launch, right?
yeah,
But then they release a new character, I don't know, let's say every month, 2 months. And I'm like, but it's taken me like 4 months to get my team to where it was. And now I
yeah,
have to change out my best character to put in this new character. I was like, I'm not
yeah.
having that either.
Oh,
Like,
nah.
I've played so many gacha games.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. Like, it's actually kind of sad how much time I've put into gacha games.
Okay, speaking of like some gacha games, then let's talk about well, this is one I picked up over lockdown as well.
Okay.
And Mario Kart.
Oh, I didn't play that.
See, I got into that heavily over lockdown. Like, I was quite a good rank as well, but that kind of like that fluctuates a little bit from season to season because they have like certain events as well, like Mario versus Luigi events and stuff.
Okay.
And I got like some pretty fucking decent characters in that. I remember when it first came out, I hated it because I was like, it takes fucking forever to get any characters in that game, and even then they're trash. You'll get like some pulls, and it's like, oh yay, I've got Peach who's like just average level, and I'm like, I don't care about that. So like I got like different Mario characters. They always release some seasons, don't they? Where it's like, hey, here's a Christmas version of this character, or here's a New Year's version,
Yeah.
and they all have different items, like specifics and that. And it's not a bad game. I remember hating on it a lot more than I deserved. But that was good. Like when you look past the whole Mario thing, but at the end of the day, you'd want to play Mario Kart the normal way. This is one thing about the
Yeah.
Mario Kart mobile game is it's good. But I'd much rather play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
See, my thought is in terms of mobile games, this is the one
Mhm.
time I'm like, Nintendo just don't interest me. Like, I don't play any of their mobile
Yeah.
games currently. I try out some of them and I always get bored. Like, I played Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I played
Oh, I
Dr.
didn't start that
Mario.
one.
Like,
That one's dead, isn't it? Dr. Mario's dead now.
okay, well, it didn't matter to me anyway. It wasn't installed on my phone for very long.
Did you ever play Fire Emblem
Yeah,
Heroes
I
at
played
all?
that for a little while.
Yeah, I was on that one for. I go on it every now and then. I don't have like amazing.
I haven't had that installed in so long. Like for some reason, all the Nintendo ones to me fall flat because much like you said with Mario Kart, I'm like, oh, this just reminds me I'd rather play the Switch one, like the actual
Yeah,
full console
it
version.
is so true. Yeah. Okay, like so. What about Niantic's sort of?
I've got Pokemon Go. I don't really. I think I just have it installed because I'm scared that I'll uninstall it. It won't sync my data, and then I'm gonna have to start all over again.
Yeah, that's the fear of it, I guess.
Because I've uninstalled it a couple of times, and
Yeah.
it was after Fist of the North Star that I got really really scared because I was like, I've caught a lot
Yeah.
of Pokemon and I've got shinies and stuff, and I was like, maybe I'll just leave that one.
Just leave that. Yeah. Yeah, because Pokemon Go is something I played a lot of before lockdown. and then lockdown happened, and I'm like, what's the point?
See, it's funny
It's-
because I played a lot during lockdown when they changed everything, and
oh, really?
because everyone couldn't leave their house. I loved that because I was like, cool, I can finally enjoy this game. I don't have to go outside. Wicked.
That's funny, man. No, I think they do community days and that. Sometimes I will make an effort to go out and do stuff, but like I don't have the same love that I did for it like before when I used to go out with like friends and that to play it.
I mean, I'm also reaching that point where they want me to spend money and I'm not willing to spend money. That's why I don't really
Yeah.
play because like I'm now constantly like thanks to gifts and stuff and when we were in Japan and spinning all those stops because we were out
Yeah.
and about, I've got too many items in my backpack
Oh yeah.
and I'm quickly reaching my Pokemon limit, like the default limit.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing. That's a
I'm
problem.
like, ah, shit. I think it will just get to a point where, and I know you can earn money like in-game currency if your Pokemon's on a gym for long enough, but because I'm
Hmm.
Team Instinct, that's the yellow one, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like we don't have that many for that long. And I'm
Mm.
also, again, like previously stated, I don't like going outside. So I'm never actually near a gym because if I'm outside, I'm probably driving to work. So I'm not gonna, I can't be playing the game. That's irresponsible. But like, yeah, like I just I'm just reaching a point where I'm sort of like, I'll just have it just in case I feel like playing it.
Okay, so this is another vibe to it, like because we said like about Pokemon Go, like we can't really use it that much unless you like actually properly go outside, like you find your ways around it. How do you feel about the latest Pikmin game that's out?
I had it installed for 2 weeks, realized this is not a game, this is a nothing, and I uninstalled it because I was like, this is just wasting memory on my phone.
Okay, so I actually play Pikmin Bloom a lot more than I do Pokemon Go these days.
Interesting.
Mainly because it is a lot more easy to play. I don't need to focus too much on catching stuff. All I need to do is walk around, and it's just like, hey, you've grown a new Pikmin, you're a pluck it or whatever, and that's like you can send Pikmin on expeditions and stuff. You don't actually need to go out and do that much. It's all based on steps really, and like sending Pikmin, gathering your Pikmin, doing bits. It's chill. That's a good thing about this game. It's chill. You don't need to think too much into it. I pick it up. I'll like do a few things, like maybe like spend 5 minutes on it a day or whatever, maybe 10 minutes a day, and I'm like I'm done now. That's like easy, and I guess because I'm quite a big Pikmin fan as well,
I
that
mean,
probably
like,
contributes to it a bit.
I like Pikmin, but this is just, to me, this is rubbing salt into the wound. Like,
I,
I would much rather have a Pikmin 4 than this fucking thing that is
yeah.
basically just a pedometer app with a skin slapped on it. Yeah, okay, it's feel good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like that's great. It's a wholesome vibe. But to me, I don't need this thing that's going to constantly update and drain my memory on my phone.
Yeah.
That doesn't do anything for me, really. Like, I didn't get any enjoyment out of it.
Okay, yeah. I
I
can.
didn't get anything from it. I just sort of, I guess I installed it because it was the next big thing and I knew our friendship group was going to be on it for a little while. And
Mhm.
I just, put it on because I was like, oh, well, we'll see, innit? But
Yeah.
quickly, and I had it on there for 2 weeks just because I kept forgetting to delete it. I probably wanted to
Yeah.
get rid of it after like 2 days.
I mean, I don't know how long it'll be around for. This is one thing I feel about it. Because I feel like, what was it? They released Pokemon Go, which is like a massive success back in
Yeah.
2016. Still is pretty, like, this has a lot of active users.
Yeah. And they, like, when this came out, they also closed down the fucking Harry Potter one. And I was like, I would have thought
That's
Harry
the one
Potter's got
thing,
enough
yeah.
fandom to keep that alive. I don't know about Pikmin, though, especially when it's not really a game per se.
Yeah, this is the one thing. This is one thing I worry about is that like me and a couple other people do find it quite interesting, but how many people are going to be playing this compared to say Pokemon? Like I don't know, Pokemon Go is going to absolutely smash it regardless. This is like I feel like this is probably just not going to hit as well.
Yeah, I think it's because it's more passive. That's the
It
thing.
is,
Like,
yeah,
Pokemon Go is more active and it's like it's more of it already ingrained with Pokemon is, you go out and you catch these animals, yeah, you catch these things.
Yeah.
But Pikmin was a puzzle game where you played as a little alien man who plucked these things out of the ground to
Yeah.
try and help him fix his ship. It doesn't
Yeah.
it's so far from the source material that it's like it's definitely its own thing, but at the same time it's just so passive that it's not doesn't feel like it's anything.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, like when you compare it to something like the Harry Potter game, for example, at least you were like catching stuff on there. Like you have to catch like different creatures or whatever, and all that. There's like certain community days where you can battle ship.
Okay.
Um, I don't know too much about it because I think I only played that for a day and then got off it again.
I
Um,
never installed it. I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
yeah, that's but yeah, I don't know how long Pikmin Bloom will be around for. I kind of have my doubts about it. I'll enjoy it while I can, though, to be fair. Like,
I
make the
mean,
most out of it until it fucking dies, I guess.
that's a good outlook to have on it, to be fair, because there's no point thinking too much on it. You might as well just enjoy the feel good vibes of this um application, and it is what it is.
I feel like there's this that need sort of thing now. If like a game doesn't really succeed within the first year or two, like if they have servers, that server will die. Like they're canceling that shit. Like that we don't need that no more. Like if there's not enough demand, like, that shit goes down.
Especially because it's like a Nintendo property, and I feel like they're harsher on shit
Yeah, that's a
than
very good point.
most.
Um, yeah, but what other mobile games? I feel there's a few more. Uh,
Um, I'm just scrolling through, having a look. I play a plethora of different genres. The next kind of genre I like playing is like management kind of sims, because
oh yeah,
they're sort of lower maintenance. Like, I don't like too much active whatever when I'm playing a mobile game, because like, I don't want to play something like Call of Duty Mobile because the controls
mm.
are on the screen, and if it's all touchscreen, you're blocking part of your view with your hands.
Yeah. Oh god,
Kind
yeah,
of
it's
like
infuriating, isn't it?
it defeats the point. So that's why I like the sort of management games, but like it varies from like way back in the day when we played loads of Kairosoft games to
Yeah.
like these idle games, as in not idle as in like fucking Japanese idols, as in like you click a button and you just leave the game to run in the background.
Kind of like, is it like Simpsons Tapped Out sort of thing?
Kind of. I used to love those kind of games. Like my favorite one of that was Marvel's Avengers Academy.
Oh yeah.
I played that every day since the game launched. Unfortunately, it closed a few years ago
Oh
because
okay.
this I think the studio closed down or Marvel shut it down. And I was really distraught because that was a gacha game, but you could also actually earn the free versions of these items to get the premium characters. So you could put
Mm.
in the time and the effort to get there.
Yeah.
And I did play that game like every day for like a solid 2 years.
Oh man.
So that was depressing. But like yeah, I like playing those kind of like management idle games. Like I just scrolled past one. It's called Godzilla Defense Force.
Oh yeah.
And that's basically the on the screen the kaiju comes up. Not necessarily just Godzilla. Godzilla is like the last one of that each level.
Yeah.
But you every time you take down a monster or a kaiju, like you gain money, and then you just like tap the buttons to increase your defenses and stuff.
Okay. That sounds quite fun. I like the
There
idea
was
of
there was a Crazy Taxi one I played.
that.
Um,
Oh, I love Crazy Taxi.
See, it's a little different because it's an idle management game. So it's called Crazy Taxi Idle Tycoon,
Oh yeah.
and that's basically sort of gacha and also like clicker management game. You send your peeps out to just pick up fares, and then
Okay, yeah.
you like earn the money. You click the button, you earn more money per whatever, whatever, whatever. Like that was fun for a little while.
Okay. Sound.
Uh, I played so many of these kind of games. Like,
Like what you kind of reminded me of a little bit there was this game that we used to play back in sixth form. Game dev story.
Oh mate, that was the OG Kairosoft. That was their first like English release.
I
Oh my god.
loved Game Dev Story. That was like so good. I like every now and then I will actually like start playing it again. Like
I haven't
obviously
played that game in so long.
like the annoying thing is like I feel like what you said about your Fist and North Star game is that like I'll start it, I'll get to the end. Like, I feel that there's actual end point to this game. It's just
Yeah.
you can continue on. And I'll get to the end point, I'll be like, oh okay, I'll play it for a few more days and I'll drop off it. And then I'll be like 1 or 2 years later, I'll be like, oh, I really want to play that game again. And I start from the beginning. So like it's like it resets every single time. But I love those games, man. They're such good
Do
games.
you know what the funny thing is? Is I was probably the biggest advertiser for that game
Yeah.
without actually being
Yeah, it
sponsored.
was definitely you. Yeah. Everyone
I
was just like
I
creating
got
these things.
everyone in sixth form hooked on that game. Everybody went and downloaded that. And then when I went to uni, I also got a bunch of my classmates to start downloading their games because I was like, "Oh, these little like management mobile games are so fun. They're so good. Look at them."
Like game dev is the only one I played though. I know there's like so many different like branches of it.
Must have played their games almost every single one up until their second year of doing localized versions.
Yeah.
I must have played like 20 of their games. And it's gotten to the point now where sometimes I'll just type in their name just to see what's going on. I don't play them anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are just so many of them.
There's a whole bunch of them on Switch now. That's the thing as well. Like they're not just on mobile. They're on Switch, and I was tempted to get one. That's £8, and I'm like, I don't want to pay the money for this. I want to own it for free.
That's my problem is that they've got free ones, which are grindy as fuck, or you have to pay. And by this day and age, I'm like, I am not willing to pay for an app because most of them are free because
Exactly that.
they'll make you, do microtransactions. Yeah, man, I do love Kairosoft. Like the memory of playing so many of those. Game Dev Story for one. Like I remember like 6 of us sitting at a table in sixth form, like all of us playing this game and like typing in the most ridiculous things.
You can make like the combination as well. Like, oh, I'm gonna make a pirate puzzle game, and then you like some people be like, no, this is shit. This is the worst game ever. And then like other people are like, no, this is fucking insane. This pirate puzzle game is like madness. And, I was
from
yeah.
from game to game, it was always different as well. Like it was randomized. I remember you and me and some other friends at the time. We were like, right, let's do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And like some of us would have big success and some of us would have just the biggest failures, and it was so strange to see, but it was so funny.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like then you can create the names of it as well, like put on different consoles, and it was like, man, I miss those. Like I get nostalgic about it, but I know for a fact if I tried to go back on it now, I'll probably be like, oh, I can't be bothered with this.
Yeah. Same. That's why I stopped playing them, because they are quite involved for management mobile games, and it is a time sink. It is almost like you're playing a proper like console game or whatever, like, but it's just on your phone. And that's the other thing, is like when I played a Kairosoft game, I would play it in non-stop and probably have to charge my phone several times a day because I'm just constantly playing these things.
Yeah, that was it back in the day. I think like for its time, it was like perfect. But like I don't know, now I'm just like, is it the same vibe? Is it like something? I'd love to go back to it again. It's been a few years since I've tried, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see. TBC on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played one in a long time, quite a few years by this point. But
Yeah.
I would love to go back and maybe play some.
Yeah. Oh man. Is there any other games you play, Nathan? I think I've like.
Have you exhausted yours already?
Oh no, I play like I don't know, Solitaire. That's been a consistent for me.
I do enjoy a puzzle game here and there. The one I have installed constantly is Merge Plus.
Yeah.
That one is literally just a grid of numbers, and then you can either +1, -1, or -2. it randomizes the next thing you get, but you need to merge to get more to merge. And the goal is to
Okay.
try and get merged to the point where you get 20. And that's sort of like the end of the game, but it's like really hard to get there. My highest is like 15. It's it's also another like good time killer. Like I'll
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing with mobile games. I think I would just play them just to kill a bit of time, or like if I'm watching something on Netflix, I'll just be like, okay, cool. I'll just like fucking
yeah, it just
go through
occupies
this.
your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think like if there's anything else. I remember Cube Runner. Do you remember Cube Runner at all?
Cube Runner.
So Cube Runner is like sort like I played this like before it was on mobile. I remember playing this in secondary school on the computers in ICT. And Cube Runner is just like a basic like on the phone. All you gotta do is put your phone sideways, like landscape, and just like move around, avoid the cubes. That's literally it. It's like so simple, but it was
Oh,
like
okay.
I love that game back in the day. Like when I first got my iPod Touch, it was when those were a thing. I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to get Cube Runner. And I was like, yeah, Cube Runner was a thing.
No, I never played that
Uh,
one. I've never heard of that. Funny enough.
oh, wow. Oh, wow. I feel like it was a big deal back in, I don't know, maybe it's just different schools, in it? Like,
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
once you get hooked on something, then
I have got
the whole school finds
seriously
out.
like I'm going silent because I'm scrolling through my app history and I've got just so many different games from so many different genres. Yeah, I could. Funny enough, I could talk about mobile games for quite a while because, again, I do play. I have played quite a lot over the years,
Yeah.
and I'm constantly changing games out. Like I've currently got 2 merge games, Pokemon Go, and 3 gacha games installed. That's all the
Yeah.
games on my phone right now.
Yeah.
Um, I've pretty much talked about all of those games except for one of the gacha games, but that's just because it's another gacha game. Don't need to. I don't really need to talk about Epic 7, but that was another one I've played for quite a while, and that was just because
Yeah. What is it? What like what's the theme of Epic 7? What is that?
Epic 7 is a fantasy world. It's made by a Korean studio,
Yeah.
and the only reason I installed it was because at the time I was watching Kizuna Ai,
Oh yeah.
and she was like, "I'm doing a collab with this game. Why don't you try it out?" And I watched the footage, and I was like, "This looks like something I would play."
Yeah.
The art style is amazing, and it's your typical gacha game. And they actually, funny enough, do collabs now and again with like brands you would know. Like at one point when I wasn't playing the game, they did a Guilty Gear collab, so Soul Bad
Oh,
Guys in
okay.
it.
Yeah.
They did I don't know what franchise this is from. The internet's gonna scream at me, but what's the character Rem from? The anime
Oh,
character they made.
Fate Zero.
Yeah, so they did something with Rem. I don't have Rem. I have a sister Ram.
Okay, yeah.
Um, the most recent one they just did was that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, yeah, that thing, yeah.
So you can get the main character Remaru.
I know this thing. I feel like these games like they get the collaborations so often, like with this sort of thing. Like,
See, with Epic 7, they don't do that many like big outside collabs. They
yeah,
normally will be like, oh, we're doing a big reveal of a new character from our own universe.
yeah.
But like I used to play other ones like because I was watching stuff on YouTube, like because I got into VTubers and they were all advertising the English release of Princess Connect Redive,
Okay,
which
yeah,
is like a really anime ass like
yeah.
fucking isekai type fucking game. There was an anime come out for it at the same time. That's why they
Yeah,
released the English version of the game. I was playing
yeah,
that for a while. Got too grindy, gave up. Um, I feel like
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
story for most of my gacha games. It's just like got too grindy, gave up.
Yeah. How long do you think if you were to play a gacha game, like on average, how long do you play it before you're like, okay, cool, I'm kind of done
I
with
think
this?
on average for most mobile games, I'll play for about a week before I
Yeah.
before I uninstall.
Really? Okay, fair.
Yeah, I tried to give it a fair go, and it's because like at the start you get all the newbie bonuses, like you get loads of
Yeah,
free
yeah,
stuff. So I basically play until that dries up, and then they throw me in the deep end, and they're like, "Now you're one of us. Get used to it." And I'm like, "No, thank you."
I think it is one of those things like when you get those newbie bonuses, you have to get a good like summon with that to keep you hooked. Because if you don't, if you got through all the newbie bonuses and you haven't got anything to show for it, you're like, well, I'm done with this
That
now then.
definitely has happened to me before.
Yeah.
I think it was when I was playing one of the One Punch Man ones.
Yeah. You just didn't get anything from it.
I think it was the first one because there's actually two. One
Oh,
Punch Man
okay.
Road to Hero 1 I was playing, and I didn't get a good summon for the longest.
Yeah.
And then I uninstalled it, and then they for some reason released a second one, which was the exact same game but like sort of revamped slightly, right?
Okay.
And then I got some decent summons from that, but it got too grindy and I gave up.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Also, because it's the One Punch Man paradox of I want Saitama, but he can never be in the game because he'd be the most overpowered character ever. So you have to
Yeah.
make do with all these other characters that is never going to be Saitama.
It's just a nightmare for a video game franchise. It's just a series just won't work for like a video game thing apart from like a gacha. Like it's got to be like I don't know. Like it's just
It
I can't
would
comprehend
the
how it
gacha was
works.
okay. They had some cool
Yeah.
characters in there. They had some decent ones. Like I don't care what people say. I got licenseless Rider, like Moomin Rider. He's one of my
Hey,
favorite
skill.
characters, and I got
Yeah.
him. He's not a very good character, but I still got him.
Understandably, yeah. It's
I got, I
yeah,
got some of the S rank heroes. Like I got Child Emperor and
yeah.
some others. I got well-known ones like Fubuki and stuff. But yeah, that game really did get grindy. I got to that point where I just had like an inventory filled with low-level characters so that I could max level them to get them up one more star rating so that I could fuse them into a character I actually cared about. It was that kind of thing, and it was just like, yeah, I can't be bothered with that anymore. Yeah, there's just so many more I could talk about, but I feel like we'd be here forever
Yeah. Okay.
if I
Like,
went through just the list of things I've played.
is there like anything there, like, say, because obviously your list is endless right now, and personally, I've run out, I've dried out of all these apps that I can talk about. Like, is there any one that you want to shout out and like would recommend to anyone right now for a mobile game?
Any that I would recommend? Oof, that's hard. Mainly because I'm always swapping out.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
There you go. That's the end of it. Is there anything you recommend? No.
Not really, because
Yeah.
like these mobile games are made for people like me with really short attention spans.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm constantly just swapping out, and there's not really one that stands out above the rest that I'm like, yeah, play that one for sure,
Yeah.
because I feel like at some point you get bored of even your favorite ones. Like I said, Dokkan Battle was my favorite for the longest, and then I fucking haven't played that for like a year and a half.
Did you ever play Legends at all?
I did. That one was one of those where it was a bit too involved for my liking, but I did get some cool characters and I started getting decent summons, but I just wasn't really into that like kind of game on my phone.
I get you, yeah. I think I didn't even attempt to download it, I think I might have done, then the download took too long, so I was like, nah, fuck this, I
It
can't be
is a
bothered.
very big game because it is full
Yeah.
3D and it's got PvP and stuff. So like that is
Yeah.
a game that would definitely drain your memory.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would like to try it. It looks quite good. I mean, it's consistent. I don't know. It's been getting anniversary releases as well. So clearly, there are people that play it quite a bit. It's just.
Plus, there's always characters to add because Dragon Ball's got loads of characters,
Oh,
and they
God, yeah.
really, from what I remember, Legends at the time really only stuck to like the main characters. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of Gokus, a lot of Vegetas, Gohans, Piccolos, like just the Z fighters and like the main villains.
Yeah.
When I sort of started dropping off was when they were like, Topo's now in it, and that was like a big deal, because that was someone that was outside of your normal Z fighters or villains, and that's when I was sort of like, I mean, okay, yeah, Topo is cool, but like, it shouldn't be this big a deal. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like when you look at like Dokkan Battle as well, they're like adding some random like fucking
oh man,
characters
they've
in there
got
now.
the most random of characters
Yeah.
sometimes, but like that's what makes it good.
Yeah, like right now, I feel like the latest release on it is like Super Saiyan God Zeno Trunks is
Wow.
the so
Oh,
that's
that would have been cool. I wish I was actually playing.
yeah, that's it. That's one of the things I look at that and I'm like, damn, that is cool because they're just taking stuff from Heroes at this point.
Hey, Heroes is a just for a gacha game because Heroes is basically real life gacha because it's based on cards.
Yeah,
Like it's the perfect thing for
it
those
is, isn't
kind of
it?
games. It'll always come up with some new shit that you're just like, yeah, put that in, put that in.
Because
They'll
it's
love
like
that.
2D and it's like it's easy JPEG sort of thing. That's all you got to do as well. It's
Yeah,
like it's not even that. It's not that difficult. Well, for me it'd be difficult, but for like someone that works like consistently on Dokkan Battle, like it'd be a simple job for
yeah.
them to be
Like
like, yeah, go.
I would just say go out, find anything. Like
It's
just
so
try.
diverse. I think like my question earlier, what would you recommend something? Everyone's like, the thing is with mobile games, it's like there's something for everyone out there, no matter
Yeah.
what kind of gamer you are. Like I remember that thing where like, oh yeah, if you play Sudoku on your phone, you're a gamer, and I'm like, that's a controversial thing right there.
I
But
mean, but in the most technical sense, it's kind of right. You are
yeah,
gaming.
that's it. Yeah, you like play a Sudoku game, and
Yeah,
it's like,
you are
okay.
gaming on a gaming quote unquote device
Yeah.
now. So it's controversial, but
Like it's like those games that you used to get on DS. They're all on your mobile
oh
now.
yeah.
Like they're we like lived at a time when the DS was out where it's like, hey, this is a device where like your granddad can go and buy a game, like you can play crosswords on it. But now you don't need that. Your granddad can just get a mobile and like
Yeah.
fucking just do that on his phone, and it's free. You don't even have to buy a
Yeah,
cartridge.
exactly. You know,
Yeah.
like it's so simple now. But weirdly enough, I was just thinking about it. I guess a strange dream that I just thought of is that one day we might get not specifically raid, but like we'll get sponsored by some sort of gacha game, and then we could be like, "Yo, search and join our guild." Like I don't know why, but that seems cool to me.
Well, Cultured Boys Guild.
Yeah, like on
Oh,
some weird
that's
gacha game. Like I don't know why.
interesting.
That seems kind of cool to me.
I mean, the idea of it is pretty sick. Like, I think we
I
need
mean,
a
it'd have
fan
to be a
base
solid
first.
game, you know. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna accept like some random piece of shit and then like, oh dude, yeah, we took money to advertise this thing. Come join us on this game that will play for like 2 days and then uninstall.
Yeah.
Thanks for the money. But like, like if it's something I really like and it happens to be like there's a guild
Yeah.
and we can make a Cultured Boys one, that'd be cool.
That'd be interesting. On the opposite side, we could get sponsored by. Remember those like shitty mafia adverts that you used to
Oh
get, where
god.
it's just like that 3D model of a guy
Yeah.
like pleb, and then like he meets like a level 100
Yeah.
boss mafia man. And it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, he gets sponsored by that. That's probably what it's gonna be like if we
Or
ever.
we can maybe
if it
get
ever
sponsored
happened.
by that weird app that I don't know how it manages to advertise all the time. That's like you're like a king or something, and it's always like a PNG of like some waifu. Not necessarily like an anime waifu, right? But like
Yeah.
there's just like this picture of this like random woman and she's got all the like jiggle physics for a PNG.
Oh, motherfucker. Yeah.
Or she'll turn up
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, it's really cold outside and I'm wet and it's raining and like she's like got like a wet t-shirt or something and it's like,
Uh-huh.
do you help her? Do you not help her? And you're like,
Oh, it's one of them shitty
Yeah.
ones where it's just like, oh, like you've just found your wife in bed with like
Yeah.
another woman.
it's
what
literally
do
like
you do?
one of
And
those
it's
like weird
"Ooh."
porn games that are on your phone. And you're like, how the fuck is
Yeah.
that allowed to advertise? What the shit is that?
We've gone into the dark side of mobile apps now. We've gone into some interesting place, which I feel it probably is best to end it here.
Yeah. It is. Let's not harp on that anymore.
Right, okay, go on, Nathan. I'll let you do a regular spiel. I'll grab a snack or something. Go on, crack on.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe. hit that bell button so you get notified
Yeah.
when our next videos come out. And check us out on podcast platforms. We have the links in our description all the time. So click them.
It's good to listen when you're eating like popcorn or something. Grab yourself a cultured boys snack.
Yeah, I definitely hope we cut you doing that. That was so distracting.
It's like I
couldn't even hear myself.
It's like I did it on purpose, Nathan.
Yeah, probably.
I did definitely do it on purpose. Right. Bye.
Bye.